All right.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mr. Renee.
Hello. Hello, George, Misty, Maricela, Sophia. Welcome to EXP, to our group.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. Let's see here. You are host, Mr. Renee.
I love the Jonas Brothers. I tell you, I took them to a concert. The first concert I took was to Janet Jackson. That was her first concert. Then I took her
That's you, Renee.
somewhere between 8 to 12. I don't know. And then I took it to the Jonas Brothers. And I was like, all these little girls are like 12, beanie poppers, 11, 12.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Who's that
I'm gonna wait a
handsome
couple
man
more
there?
minutes. And then we will be going to town. Hopefully everybody's doing good.
That's a great
It's-
picture, Renee. Whatever you're buying, I mean, selling, I'm buying.
Okay, excellent. That is
All
what
right.
I want.
All right.
That's the perfect response. We're going to start in a couple minutes. Hopefully everybody's having a good week. The sun's out. I think it's going to be in the 80s starting tomorrow. And that's a good thing. I am through with rain and cold. We need some springtime weather.
The only rain you want is your rain of prospects.
There you go. That is the truth. I'm glad you guys could make it this evening. Middle of the week. I don't know if you guys are, who's on spring break. My wife was on spring break. Well, we were on spring break last week, right? We were blacked out last week. And my wife was on spring break because she's a teacher. And now my daughter, she's on spring break this week. So we're going to start in a couple minutes. Give it 2 more minutes and then we're going to go. We're going to talk about some things today, guys. We're going to talk some changes. Life is always changing. And we're going to talk about some changes in the industry. Okay. All right. So, and we can expect that, right? This is something that we can expect. So I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes to see what we got going here. We got, let's see, we got Dumathi, hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, by the way, this coming weekend, are you good for this weekend to do MLS training?
Yes. Whenever you say, I will make myself free as per your convenience.
In the morning.
Okay, done. For which morning? Saturday, Sunday?
Saturday.
Okay, what time?
I'm looking around 9-ish or so, 8 or 9.
Oh,
Is that okay?
Kids have a game.
Huh?
They'll be done. Kids have a game, soccer game. They'll be
What?
done by 9:30, 10. Kids have a soccer game
Oh, what time will you be home by?
by 10.
Okay, so after then, I'll text you.
Okay.
Yeah? And then we can set something up.
Yeah,
After that.
anything after 10. Anything after 10, good.
Okay. Hello, Tania. Is that Tanya or Tania?
It's Tanya. Hi, how are
Tanya.
you?
Oh, hello, Tanya. How are you? I'm good.
I'm
Welcome.
doing too. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. So it's almost 10 after. So welcome to Valuation Wednesdays, Comp Wednesdays, whatever you want to call it. It is up to you. My name is Renee Oliva. I am your trainer for Wednesdays. I know Frank is on Monday, and we got Coach Kane with Tech Tuesdays. And you got me on Wednesday. You got me. I'm the valuation guy, property guy. We're gonna do some things today. I like to keep it a little eclectic, little different things, informational, plus some things just to just keep you guys abreast, just to keep you guys informed. Plus valuation, of course, we're gonna do that. That's that's the name of the game here. So just a little bit about me. I am a broker associate with EXP. I'm also a certified residential appraiser with many years of appraisal background with financial industries, independent, things like that. So I have that background too. So that's where I'm put in this position. Love to talk to you guys about valuation. I know quite a few of you, or some of you, are new to the industry, new to real estate, maybe just got your license not too long ago. So this will be something definitely informative for you, I hope, in terms of valuation property. That's one thing, because that property, every property is different, right? Every property is different. Every location is different. Everything is different with property. So determining value is sometimes difficult, right? Sometimes difficult. So real quick, this is being recorded. So watch what you say, because this is going to be posted to my Facebook, to my
I have a quick question.
YouTube channel. It will be edited, of course. So just and we're going to be going over a few things today. Oh, also, all my valuations today are as a broker associate, okay, with EXP. I just need to make that disclaimer, okay, since I am an appraiser, a licensed appraiser also. So this is what we're going to be doing today. This is the agenda. Our agenda for this evening is appraisal industry changing. There is changes in the midst. And I don't know if you guys heard about it or read about it or anything like that. This is coming, and it's coming fast. I don't know how it's going to affect appraisers like myself in any way. We will see what the ramifications are. But the appraisal industry is on the change, on the move. And I want you guys to get the heads up with it, right? So you guys will see, because I'm assuming you guys are going to get, it's April. You should be getting busier, a little bit, showing buyers, get your buyer clients, your listings, hopefully. And you're going to need some sort of valuation or appraisal coming up in the near future. So, but I'm just going to let you know the appraisal industry is changing, and more emphasis on AVMs and valuation models than we've ever seen before. And I will show you documentation from FNMA, right? And if you don't know who FNMA is, I'll explain that to you later.
Are we
Property
going to?
inspection videos. I'm going to show you some property inspection videos, like red flags. I made some property inspection videos a few weeks ago, edited by Coach Kane, of course, our tech guy. And it's going to point out, there's about 4 of them. They're real quick. They're only about a minute, not too much. They're pointing out different red flag property issues that I saw on a certain property or properties. So just wanted to show you those. These are the property inspection videos that I'm going to be posting pretty regularly on my Facebook page. I'm not Facebook page, on my YouTube channel. So something to look into. So they're good little snippets, especially people that are brand new to the industry. Of course, you need to know your property issues, things to look out for, red flags. When you're out there with the home inspector, or you're just walking, you're doing you're taking your buyers out, right? showing them property, reviewing property, previewing property. The more and more you do it, the better eye you get, right? You're gonna see these things. And these little videos are just the little assistants. And last but not least, we're gonna do a property valuation on a property that has additional lot. That has an additional lot in the back. And that we can't not have lots that are landlocked, let's say. I'll go over that definition too, having lots that are not landlocked. So that's basically what we're going to go over today. Any questions on that? Anybody have anything, any questions at all? This is I like to keep this very open. This is, you know, if you have anything to say, just go ahead and say it. Go ahead and tell us what you, and we're all here to learn, right? I learn from you guys, you learn from me, and we all learn together, right? If you it doesn't matter how, experienced you are, or, you can have been maybe in the industry for a week or so, not a problem. Go ahead and ask away questions if you have, okay? So any questions at this time? Are we all good? Okay.
Oh, good.
All good to go. We're all good to go, ready to roll. Okay, awesome. So, can I stop the share? Oh, wait. Maybe let's see. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Can everybody see this?
I can see it.
Okay, great. Okay. Welcome to the world of appraisal change. I am going to let you guys know this is coming down. This is going to happen, and this, well, it's definitely going to affect me. That's for sure. And it's probably going to affect you too. So in terms of valuation and how valuations are going to be created, right, in the near future. This is the selling guide announcement as this from Fannie Mae as of March 1st of this year. This just happened, okay? And I want you guys to be the first to know. I'm sure a lot of the agents out there are not going to know this. So you guys are going to be one of the few that are going to know this information coming out. And you're not going, I don't want you guys to be like, whoa, what's going on here? Or, so one of these days, you're not going to be meeting an appraiser out the property anymore, right? You are going to be meeting what we call a property data collector, okay? A property data collector. This is coming soon to an appraisal near you, right? They are Fannie Mae. I don't know if you know Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, if you're new to the real estate industry. These people buy mortgages. They buy mortgages from banks, right? Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. That's what they do basically. So since they're buying mortgages, they set the rules. Okay. A lot of all our appraisal forms that I use as an appraiser, they're all have Fannie Mae guidelines, right? So we got to do what they want and how they want it, right? So as of March 1st, 2023, there's a new thing called Valuation Modernization. Basically, they're modernizing the appraisal process, right? And more emphasis is going to be on AVMs, automated valuation models, more than an actual appraiser now, okay? This is something that's going to definitely change the industry, right? We've been using AVMs for a long time, okay? And there was emphasis put on them, but now all kinds of emphasis is going to be put on these AVMs, okay? If you don't know, if you're new, an AVM, again, is an automated valuation model. It is mathematically developed, through that's the process. there's an algorithm with a database and different things like that, and it creates a value, without, the use of an appraiser, right? So, but again, a lot of times, a lot of lenders are using these AVMs for refinances, low LTVs, loan to value, right? If you're refinancing and your loan to value is like 30, 40%, something really low, they're not going to send an appraiser out there to do that. They're probably going to use one of these automated valuation models, run it through the system, run the property address through the system, and they'll determine a value. And the lender will basically lend on that, right? Because it's such a low LTV, little risk involved for the lender at all. So that's how this, and they've been using these for a long, long time. And of course, as years have gone on, these AVMs have gotten really, really good, right? I think I've mentioned this other times in my other training classes, that these AVMs are really being developed with AI, right? Just technology in general is just getting better overall. We see, in the tech industry, a lot of these people are losing their jobs, right? Because AI and just technology is, just taking over. So this is one instance that we're going to start using more technology of these AVMs. Any questions at all so far? No? So the valuation modernization involves leveraging technology data analytics to enhance the management of collateral risk, making the process more efficient for lenders, borrowers, appraisers, and secondary market investors, FNMA, right? Valuation modernization helps lenders, appraisers, and risk investors manage collateral risk more effectively, while also benefiting consumers via greater appraisal accuracy. I don't know about that. Lower costs and increasing speed of loan decisioning. Okay, that is their reasoning for this, to be doing this. We are in a journey of continuous improvement to make home valuation process more efficient and accurate. As such, we are transitioning to a range of options to establish a property market value, with the option matching the risk of the collateral and the loan transaction, all right? The spectrum balance traditional appraisals with appraisal alternatives. This is up to date and update. We are introducing the following. So there's going to be different kinds of appraisals out there, right? There's going to be, of course, the traditional appraisal, which an appraiser goes out. There's going to be a desktop appraisal that they don't even go out to the property, and that's pretty much it, okay? There's going to be called a hybrid appraisal, right? It involves one person going, these PDCs, these property data collectors, going out to the property, taking photos, doing video, all that stuff, creating a virtual tour, doing floor plans, and just inspecting the property, taking all and doing all that. What an appraiser usually does, right? That's all they're going to do. That's all they're going to do. And then they're going to send all that to appraisal management company, and then an appraiser is going to use all that data to create an appraisal. Do you think that's going to be faster? I don't know. I don't know. And these PDCs, these property data collectors, they're going to be realtors. They're going to start having realtors like ourselves do these. And they're going to be trained to do these. I don't know who's out there doing this. This is all brand new. So realtors, this might be another avenue for revenue, right? I don't know how much they're going to charge these people. I'm going to pay these people. I have no idea. And plus former appraisers, current appraisers, these are the people that are going to be doing these property data collections, right? Okay. So
wait, Renee, what will they be doing again? You said going out there taking pictures and what?
yeah, this like Kane or whoever, like somebody who does a virtual tour, who's those professional photographers.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to be.
Oh,
They're going to go out and take photos. They're going to inspect the property, take pictures of all the rooms. You know what an appraiser does, right? Basically, what an appraiser does, but does a virtual tour with a video, And not just taking photos, but doing video, inspecting the home just kind of like an appraiser does, right? And doing a floor plan and measuring. And
Wow.
that's all they're doing. They're not doing the valuation at all, okay? That's
Okay.
not their job, okay? So, okay. So let's move on. So value acceptance is being used in conjunction with the term appraisal waiver to better reflect the actual process of using data and technology to accept the lender provided value. We are moving away from implying that an appraisal is default requirement. Note that we are using value acceptance appraisal waiver for a period of time and will eventually move to what they call value acceptance after the market absorbs this change. So before, every loan, almost every loan that was made had to have an appraisal attached to it, right? With a signed by a licensed appraiser. Now, they are what they said, they're leaning away from that. And that's not the default requirement anymore. Okay? You guys got that? So they might not need an appraisal anymore, right? So what they're moving to is called valuation acceptance. That is the fourth type of appraisal. We did the traditional, we did the desktop, we did that hybrid thing, the one that the data collector and then the appraiser gets it and then they create an appraisal. This is the fourth type, I guess I've called it, I don't know if it's an appraisal, but I guess it is. It's called valuation acceptance. They're going to run an AVM, automated valuation model, on the property, determine the AVM is going to determine the value. And then they're going to send those PDCs out there to do an inspection. And if everything looks good on the inspection with these PDCs of the property and everything's, they will accept the AVM value with no appraisal done. They'll just accept the appraised value via the AVM value. That's why they call it value acceptance. They changed it from appraisal waiver, because it's not really a waiver. They're still doing some type of an appraisal on it, but it's AVM. But they're calling it valuation acceptance. So an appraiser might not even go out to the property at all, okay? And this is coming, and this is like it said here, after the market absorbs this change. So I'm letting you know the change is coming, okay? And one of these days, like I said, you're not going to be meeting an appraiser out at the property when you're on your listings. You might be just meeting one of these PDC guys, right? Right. And they could, like I said, they could be realtors, they could be ex-former appraisers or actual appraisers who are still in the business doing this stuff now. But any questions so far? No?
What triggered this? I mean,
What triggered this? I'm going to tell you what triggered this. That's a good question. I was going to get to it. Thank you for doing that. Well, the pandemic. Basically, that's what happened. They've been kind of thinking about this for a long time, but since the pandemic happened, appraisers like myself, we were doing appraisal on purchase transactions, but drive-by, exterior, just exterior, not going into the property, not going inside, just using all the MLS photos. Strictly, basically, that's it. And doing an appraisal from there, right? But we had a big, like 2 pages of disclaimer on our reports, right? Like, all the stuff that we didn't do, right? Which is fine, right? And the banks were good with that. They were okay with that. So I think, and I think we did a lot of refinances, a lot of purchase transactions, where they started approving loans without an appraisal. So they were getting, and then I guess as the time went on, there was a couple years there, and they just got used to it with no appraisal done, or just some type of AVM model, or an exterior inspection, done by an appraiser. So the banks were like, or the lenders are, oh, we could do this. This works. This actually works. So that's kind of what triggered all of this. So that's kind of where this came from. With the pandemic coming, a lot of exterior inspections, not a lot of full inspections by appraisers. So that's this is the road that it kind of took. And lenders got comfortable with it. Technology got better with it. And now we got these PDC people that are going to do the inspection. But AVMs only go so far because it only determines value. We can see the condition via the photos, but there's a lot of things they could miss. That's why they got to train these PDCs to look and see what the issues are, because they're not trained like an appraiser is to see, the different issues, health and safety issues and things like that, right? I don't know who's going to be training these people. I don't know how this is going. This is brand new. So that's how this kind of happened. Just the lenders and financial institutions got used to this. So now appraiser's signature or an appraisal is not really required on loan transaction or on loans anymore, basically. So based on this, and this is from Fannie Mae, right? So value acceptance plus property data, what I told you, is a new option that utilizes property data collection by a third party who conducts interior and exterior data collection for the subject. To ensure the consumer protection, the lender must verify to be able to demonstrate that the data collectors are vetted with a background check, professionally trained. I don't know how they're going to do that. We're going to see how that goes. And they possess the essential knowledge of perform the property data collection, which is anybody, right? The property data collection is used for lenders to confirm eligibility, and an appraisal is not required. This option also requires submission of the data to Fannie Mae property API database. So they're going to build a database based on with this and deliver special featured code 7, I don't know what all that, 774. And then the hybrid appraisal is what I told you, data collector, press an appraiser, going to do an appraisal. And then the new policy allows alternative methods to the appraisal update and completion report. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of it. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Any comments, questions, concerns?
I mean, it
Anything about
sucks.
that?
What if they don't value it?
Excuse me? Hello, I didn't hear. Somebody mentioned something. So, okay. But anyways, so anybody else out there? My question is, what's if there's health and safety issues? What's if there's a legal addition? What's if there's, some other things that the inspector or the property data collector doesn't see, or,
Yeah.
there's a lot of, things there too.
Yeah, I can see a potential landmine of issues if someone really, just because you've been trained does not mean that you actually really know what you're looking at.
Right, exactly, right. So, and in terms, let's say, this valuation model doesn't come at the price that the pending sales price, who do you go to? You used to go to the appraiser, right? To say, hey, could you really look at this appraisal and see what comps that you could do because your value is too low? Well, since there's no appraisal anymore and there's no appraiser really involved, who do you go to next?
So
I don't
this
know.
the PDC captures pictures and does all these things. It perhaps misses something, but based on this information that they provide, the actual appraisal management company is supposed to come up with a value.
No, the appraisal management company doesn't.
Who comes up with the value?
Well, the AVM developed by whatever AVM that they're using. Yeah, the appraisal management company is just the middleman. They're the only ones that they just send out the work and stuff like that, and they're just paper pushers basically. And then they review stuff. They review appraisals too.
Let me make sure I understand. I thought that the PDC went out there, did this video, took pictures, blah, 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 and then, but didn't do an actual valuation that was sent to.
Right. That, yeah, they send their work to the appraisal management company, right?
Right.
And then the all their photos and videos and everything, their floor plan, and then they send that to the appraiser, whoever's assigned to it, to finish. The appraiser does the valuation.
Simply based on that data that they
on that data, right? Correct, right.
I mean, this is just another additional step. I don't see how it would speed things up, because it still has to go to the appraiser to do the valuation.
Right, but not all of them. Some of them are, like I said, valuation acceptance. Sometimes they'll just take the AVM value plus all the photos too, right? Right.
So what did they do during the pandemic? Like when
I gotta speak up a little bit. I can't hear.
So I'm saying, what did they do during the pandemic? The same scenario could have happened, not having access to the home, only doing pictures from outside, and they could have missed something. So what did they do during pandemic, especially with the high volume that happened recently?
Yeah, like I said, we had a big disclaimer.
So they might.
It was a big disclaimer. Like if we missed something or something that we just did an exterior inspection, we don't have liability on that because we're just using MLS photos.
So why can't they use the same disclaimer?
They can probably do that too. They could probably. I mean, there's gonna be workarounds for sure. There's gonna be workarounds. But
this is pretty much expected, right? Because 2 years, definitely they would have thought of something. And if that really worked, like same way like remote working, right? Most of the people complained about working from remote. Now ask the same people to go back to work and they are like, no.
No, they don't want it. They got spoiled. They got spoiled.
Yeah.
And that's, but like Misty was saying, how is this this sounds like it's going to like make things take longer. Because now PDC is going to get it. They got to send it to the appraisal management company, then send it to appraiser. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you. If the appraiser expects any discrepancies, isn't comfortable with all that data collection, let's say, they can decline it and ask the appraisal management company to request a full appraisal on it. Now more delays.
This is ridiculous. I mean, leave it to Fannie Mae to come up with something like that.
Right. Well, they said, they just want to, it just looks like they just want to use modernization. They want to use technology. They want to use technology, right?
But technology at the expense of time.
Yeah. And cost. And cost, they say, right? It's supposed to, but after you put you're going to pay the PDC, you're going to pay the appraiser, the cost is going to be pretty much the same after. I mean, you're just splitting it up, you're just splitting up the cost now.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I don't know how much you're charging these people. These PDC people, like I said, it's going to be realtors like yourself. You guys could do this. I could do this too, I don't know what type of training or what type of vetting they're going to do, or I've already been vetted to do this already, by the way, to tell you the truth, by the appraisal management company. I've been vetted. They did a background check on me and all that stuff. So I've been vetted to do all this stuff already, but I haven't received anything. I haven't received a request to do any of this yet. So I'm just letting you know, this is something down the road. And who's ever on this Zoom today, you're going to have a little heads up, about these are the things that are coming in the near future. You're probably going to be seeing some of this year, not too long, because when Fannie Mae gets something, they're on it. They get on it, right? And so I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention on that, that the appraisal industry is changing. But we still need this mentality. We still got to know value. We still got to know, all the stuff that we learned here tonight and all Wednesdays. We need to know how to value property for our listings, for our buyers. I mean, the methodology is still the same. It's just in terms of appraisal, we're going to see some changes. And I think Frank wants to chime in. Frank? You there?
Oh, no, I was just going to say is embrace the technology, utilize it, make yourself the X factor in this industry by just mastering it as much as you can. I know there's always something new every day and all that. Just go out there, try new things, come around us a lot more because we're really I know I'm obsessed with technology and every way to utilize it. So just get out there and learn it best you can.
Yeah, like we mentioned, embrace technology. It's not going anywhere. It's just going to increase, right? You're just going to get more bombarded with technology, right? So the people that are techie out there, awesome, great, wonderful. The people who are not that techie, you're going to have to get on it, right? Because real estate and the industry is just going. That's based on this. That's the wave of the future, and just get more and more and more. Right. So, any questions or comments on that? We good on that? I just wanted to give you the heads up on that. That's what I'm here for, not just valuation, but to always give you some type of good information that hopefully it's good information coming down the road. And it's going to, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. It's going to happen. So there's no two ways around it. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now we're going to change gears a little bit. I've been creating videos of property inspections. Just a few. I'm going to create more. This is just the starter. And I'm going to just show you these 4 little videos. They're only a minute, nothing spectacular. Just I want to point out again for you, the new people out there, and plus the experienced people, when you're showing your buyers, things to look out for, some what I call property red flag issues, things that are possibly going to present some issue. And so I just want to go over that real quick. Gonna move this here to the side. Wait 1 second here. So, okay, so I am going to play the first video. And here we go. This is the first one. Tell me if you can hear it. So here's the first one.
Hello again, this is your realtor Renee here at a property on a sunny, beautiful day.
Can you hear it?
We're in the backyard talking about water heaters,
Oh, good.
strapping, and vents. So today we're going to look at this water heater. This is at the rear of the property. It's meant to code. The code has to be double strapped. In this case, it actually has 3 straps. There's one up here, one right here, and one right here. So this is fine. This is perfect. Not a problem. The appraiser will not be, they'll probably take a picture of it, but in terms of code, it's fine. Okay. So that's not the issue. The issue here is, if you scan up just a little bit, that's the vent. And see the vent is right there by the plastic water drain. That is an issue right there. Typically that vent has to be about 1 to 2 feet above the roof line. That could be a fire issue possibly, but so that vent has to be about 1 foot or 2 above the roof line. Okay, every city has a different code. So, but in this case, I would definitely, they're going to probably have to put that, increase that up maybe another 1 foot or 2. Okay. Until the next time, we'll see you then. From your realtor Renee. Take care.
So that's one.
People have been reaching out to me lately.
So what do you guys think? That's just one. Any questions on that scenario?
That's very helpful, but what was that thing wrapped around the water heater?
That is just like insulation, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it looked like it was wearing a coat.
Here at a property.
That's
Hi,
just
Renee.
like insulation of for the water heaters.
Okay.
And that's pretty typical stuff. I don't know if anybody have questions on that. Those vents need to be above the roof line. Every city's different. Sometimes they don't have to, but typically they have to be a foot or two above. Something to look out for. You know, if that vent is right next to the water gutter, the water. So it's the water drain. So that could be an issue there. Something to look at, but definitely the strapping of the water heater, that if it's not strapped, doesn't have two straps, that's a health and safety issue. Sometimes there's only one, sometimes there's none, right? But these are the things that these PDCs that we're talking about, are they going to be trained to look at this stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, so that's not just eat it up, okay?
Yeah, you know, I'm eating it. It's so it's pretty spicy.
Yeah, I told you.
I don't know if I can.
Okay, next one. And guys, don't forget to mute your phone, your Zooms when you walk away. Second one. Here we go.
With more flags, we're in a unpermitted bonus room. Could possibly be an ADU, but right now legally it's unpermitted. So the unpermitted addition, that's not the issue that we're going to go over today. What we're going over is the gas. There is a gas line here, there's a gas stove here. As you can see, it's connected right here. There's the gas line. Since it's unpermitted and it's connected to this little stove, that is a code violation. If it was permitted, it'd be fine, but since it's not permitted, we don't know how that gas line is connected. It hasn't been inspected, so that will be, per an appraiser, they're probably going to make that subject to capping that gas line, disconnecting it and capping that gas line. They'll have to re-inspect. So I just wanted to point that out to you. Anytime you see something like that on an unpermitted addition or a guest quarter like this one is, be very leery about that. And that's something to point out possibly to your seller that they're probably going to have to, it's going to be subject to capping that gas line. So again, from your realtor Renee, we'll see you on the next one.
And there you go. How about that?
So what do I mean by market knowledge? Well,
Any questions on that? Anybody? If you ever come across that, that's going to be the
with
issue.
more property red flags.
Renee, I have a question.
Okay, one at a time. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Anyone?
Yeah, I'll go. This is George. I'll go. I mean, how did you have previous knowledge that it was not permitted versus, let's say, these other group of people that are going to start going in there and then after the fact find out that it's unpermitted? Like, how did you know? Of course, Renee's been at it for a while. So
Frank told me.
Okay.
This is his listing.
Okay.
So that's another thing. I mean, hopefully somebody's going to be meeting these PDCs out there, right? And, you know, telling them, hopefully they're telling them this information that, you know, Frank told me. But just on face value, I would have never known.
Okay.
I would have never known if it was permitted or not permitted. But now that Frank told me that, and I know the codes, that if it's not permitted addition with gas line, that's a health and safety issue, not to code. Got to cap that gas line and remove that stove.
Would the PDC be expected to pull permits or look for a permit?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Wow.
But I don't know. I don't know to the extent what they're going to have to do.
Well, there are so many illegal additions out there.
I know. And that's one thing. And this is just, you know, just one of them. You know, a gas line's very dangerous, right? If it's not hooked up right, what could happen, right?
Wow.
Tanya, I think you had a question.
Yes, actually, my question is, does it become a problem if the ADU is not permitted or it has to be permitted?
That's not an ADU, first off. It's just that's an unpermitted guest quarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's that guest quarter could be made into an ADU.
Mm-hmm.
It could be made into an ADU, but at the way it stands now, it's just a unpermitted guest quarter. Because with ADUs, they have to have certain, this one was attached to the garage, which is fine, the size is fine. However, with ADUs, they have certain requirements, right? They have to have certain setbacks. They have to have certain, there's certain criteria, each city has different criteria for these ADUs to be created, right? This one was this was a guest quarter, not permitted. So an ADU has to be permitted, right? An ADU has to have permanent heating system, where this did not have a permanent heating system, right? It has to be permitted by the city. And this guest quarter has to have permitted setbacks from the wall, from the perimeter wall. This did not have correct setbacks. It was, I think, too close or too, I'm not quite sure, but it was improperly set back. The setbacks were not right. So this, in those three instances, this is just the unpermitted guest quarter. But with changes, with improvements, it could be, you'd have to send the, all the changes and everything to the city, and they have to approve them. And then eventually do all the work, and then it could be permitted as an ADU, okay? But you have to have proper, it has to be inspected, the electricity, the plumbing, the gas, everything has to be permitted by the city, right? And then it'll be a legal ADU, and then you can get value for it. This right now, no value. No, by appraiser, no value. It's not permitted, no value.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Anybody? So like Misty was saying, there's a lot of this stuff. A lot of unpermitted guest quarters. So, so what are you gonna do, right? Third, here's the third, one more, two more actually. Just here we go.
Hello, this is your realtor Renee here at our property and pointing out some inspection red flags. Today we're going over heating systems. We're at a property here, and as you can see, initially there was a heating system here, but it's been removed. So this, when the appraiser comes in, this is a health and safety issue. To code, we have to have a permanent heating system in all dwellings. So the thing you can do, you can put another wall unit here. Of course, you can put a central heating system furnace, of course, throughout the house. Or you can also put what we call a mini split. That is a ventless heating system. They also come with air conditioning too. But in this case, really all you need is a permanent heating system. So that would be the fix. So I just want to point this out. Anytime you see something like this is definitely a red flag. It's not to code. The appraiser's probably going to call it out, subject to installation, because it is a health and safety issue. So again, watch out for this. And your realtor Renee, we'll see you on the next time.
Okay, what do you think
I'm
about
getting
that?
cabin. I know I'm getting cabin fever. So it's like,
What do you guys think about that? Heating systems.
Hello, this is your realtor.
I think these videos are excellent. They're short, but they really point out some good stuff. But I think it's an excellent idea, Renee.
Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to bring to you guys, because I could talk to you guys about it forever and ever and ever. But if you guys don't see it,
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys will be seeing more of these over the next few months, right? And yet, and this is something we see. Sometimes people will take the wall furnaces out because they get in the way. That's what I hear. Oh, it's too busy, it's too crowded. I didn't like it, so I took the heater out. I kept bumping into it, so I took it out. Well, you got to have permanent heating system. That's the code. That's a health and safety issue. If you're ever going to sell your house, you're going to have to. And I've made houses. I've made my appraisals subject, if they like something like that, I'll make that subject to installation of a permanent heating system, and they'll have to put one in if they want to fund their loan. So just, usually they'll put a wall furnace in, but sometimes they'll put in central air. One time they put in central air and heat. I was like, wow, okay, shoot. But yeah, just to let you know, any questions on that? Permanent heating system, required. required. Air conditioning, that's something that, you know, you can have, it's not required, but permanent heat is definitely a requirement. Any questions on that? No? Last one. Here's the last one.
Hello, the Realtor Renee again, here at this property. As you can see here, we have an entryway. It leads into the living room and into the dining room. This is an older home. As you can see, the fireplace. So just to let you know, the issue here that we're going to be discussing is this portion right here. This is not permitted. This is unpermitted entryway. So this will not be included in the square footage, okay? When the appraiser comes out, they're probably not going to include this. They're gonna measure it, but they're not going to include it in the overall square footage, the gross living area of the home, due to the fact that it's not permitted. So they're probably what they're going to call it is maybe an enclosed porch, possibly. But I just wanted to let you know that this will not be included in the square footage of the home, but it will be recognized by the appraiser and not included into the gross living area. So just another property inspection red flag is to look at from your Realtor Renee. We'll see you on the next one.
Okay. So what do you think on that? I think we see this all the time, a lot of these illegal, these unpermitted additions. Any comments, concerns on that?
Was it obvious that it was unpermitted or that it was added when you went inside?
From the outside, it looked like it, yeah.
Oh, it did, okay.
Yeah,
But what
from the
happens if
outside,
it's not?
yeah, it kind of looks like they just enclosed like a porch or something.
Yeah,
But for the untrained eye, it's like, oh, cool, got, you know, an entryway, which you do. But are those like the PDCs they were talking, are they going to know that that's not permitted and included in the square footage?
will they look that closely?
Yeah, will they look that closely? And not only that house too, just to let you know, in the back, and I didn't do a video on that one. In the back, it has another unpermitted addition in the back. So, you know, but technically, legally, this house is only 800, a little over 800 feet. 2 bedroom and 1 bath. However, now it's 2 bedroom, 2 baths, and like, if you take all the square, it's like over 1,000, maybe 1,100.
How they were just building away, huh?
They were just building away, right? So again, now with these PDCs and what we were just talking about earlier, are they going to just measure everything and then give all this information to the appraiser? Legally, it's only 810, but now we're at 1,100 square feet. What do I do now as an appraiser? Do I want to take that? Do I want to do that? Do I need, I mean, I be myself and say, I can't accept that because I don't know what this, I need to go out there and look at these unpermitted stuff, you know, things. Because I want to see it myself because it's my liability, right? I'm signing the darn thing. So, well, there's more delay.
This is a disaster in the making. I swear, I predict that they will reverse this after
I don't know.
things get screwed up.
I don't know. And again, we don't know how, you know, it's going to take a while to roll this out. There's going to be, they got to train these people. They got, I mean, but this is the plan. You saw it, you read it, we read it together, right? So just to let you, any comments, questions from anybody else? Anybody? You guys are getting a little heads up on things that are going to be out there coming soon. And if you're new to the industry, well, these are just, you know, something new. But you know, the appraisal process and appraising property, you know, has been around for a long, long time. And just the way we do it now is going to be different. So any questions at all? Okay. So lastly, we're going to go over valuation now. We got a lot, very eclectic today, little information, little videos. Now we're going to go into some valuation. I'm going to do this pretty quickly, pretty It's about excess lot, another lot. We're not going to see this a lot. You're not going to see this that much, but it's something unique that I want you to consider, to look at, but you're probably not going to run into it too many times. This was a property that was, I did evaluation with an agent, and this property, I don't know if you know, it's in Norco. It's in Norco. Does anybody know the city of Norco?
Is
Anybody?
it North Corona? North
No.
Corona?
North Corona, Norco.
Yeah.
What's so unique about North Corona?
Big lots? I don't know. Far away. Traffic.
Traffic, yeah. Well, it's mostly horse property. But it's like horse property, but still within a city, right? You're not way in the boondocks, right? You're not way in the sticks, right? You're in North Corona still. So a lot of people that move here to this area have horses or have horse property, right? So this is the issue with this one. And that's what makes this area so unique. So it's very niche-y. This is a very niche-y city. You know, if you have horses or livestock, or, you know, you want a bigger lot, you're going to probably go to Norco, right? A lot of people do that, or they're breeders, you know, they're breeders sometimes, like dog breeders and stuff. They'll go out there to Norco because there's, you know, there's land, you know what I mean? So this is the issue with the address on this is 2366 3 Bar Lane in Norco. And the agent here was going to take the listing on this property. However, this property is unique. You guys can see my screen, correct?
Yep.
Yep, okay, good. This just looks like, right, a big lot here, right? With a pool and stuff like that. Here's the house, here's the pool. And here is the lot back here. But, there's a but here. These are two separate lots. This lot is one lot. This lot is another lot with two AP numbers. AP, assessor's parcel number, right? And when you have two assessor's parcel numbers, we can't appraise it together.
So there's no lot tie? It's
There-
blocking that
there
lot and there's
is-
no access.
And that's what I was going to get to.
Oh, sorry.
Great lead in. That's a great lead in. You're leading me in right now, Misty. Exactly. And the city of Corona, you cannot have what we call landlocked, right? You can't have a lot that you can't get to, right? Via the street. You either have to have an easement, right? An easement, I don't know if you heard that before. You know, it's a license to cross somebody's lot to get to another lot. That's an easement, right? Via the city, right? To access this, you know, or we're going to combine them somehow, right? So in this situation, he tried, I guess they tried to get these two lots combined, right? This lot is about 27,000 square feet. And I forget how big this is. I forget how big this is. But together, it's over an acre. An acre and 1.14. Just a little over an acre. But just this lot is about 27,000, a little over 27, almost 28,000 square feet. All right. So unfortunately, he could not get these connected. The city said, no, we're not going to do that. We can't do that. So the situation here, go ahead. Any questions?
Well, yeah, what's the purpose of not allowing a lot tie? Because now this lot here, unless it's just there, he can't sell it.
Yeah. They said they couldn't do it. You'd have to go to the city of Norco. And
Wow.
which makes no sense to me either, right?
Right.
No sense to me either. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure either on this one. And it's a perfectly good lot. Apparently it was appraised this, I think they did a land appraisal, and it was appraised, this lot here was appraised for $150,000. $150,000.
Can you argue that that's a taking somehow? Or
I
not
would,
allowing the-
yeah,
never mind.
probably, yeah, probably.
Sorry.
So the not dilemma, the problem here, I don't know if it's a problem, but the issue here is we have to sell both lots, right, together. Because we can't sell this one and just have this one hanging out there, right? Because there's no way anybody, that lot is useless now, right? So these two lots have to be sold together, right? And that was the issue here, and that's what they did. And that's this it.
That means they already sold it?
No, they haven't sold it yet. It's coming soon. This is the current listing. This is the current listing on this property. It's coming soon. And see how the acreage is 1.14. But I can read all this to you, but it pretty much explains what I just told you, right? So this is what creates an issue. You know, now we got to see what it's worth with just what it is, what it regularly is. And then we got to add the extra square footage, the lot size, and see what that is worth now. This is tricky. This is tricky, right?
But won't all the buyers want that? Like, if I'm buying, I don't want a land that I can't use, that is just stuck there. And I
No.
don't want an easement on my house. So I would
No.
want that, like it's an added acreage and so.
Well, to buy this house, you have to buy both lots. No
But
questions asked. No
Right.
questions asked. Yeah.
Right, and with both the lots together is 997, right?
It's 1.14 acres. Yeah, 49,658.
And the list price for both together is about $1 million.
Yeah, about $1 million. That's together. That's together. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see this house is actually I'm gonna show here.
Is there infrastructure on that lot?
No, it's just lot.
Wow. So there's a
It's just lot.
cost. to
It's just
develop it.
lot. Yeah, 236635.
So is the lot costing higher or lower than the normal price?
Excuse me?
Is the lot by itself costing more or less or market price?
I think the value of the is pretty marketable, but it's not worth anything if we can't get to it, right? I think 150,000 is about right in terms of land. I think it's good.
So
But this is that this. Go ahead. I'm
Now-
sorry.
So 150 is the market value, but because it has this handicap that it cannot be reached to on its own, won't there be some price
Oh,
discount?
well, if it's landlocked, then yeah, it's not worth anything. But in this case, they appraised it. They assume that these two lots are going together. So if it's usable, it's worth 150. If we can't get to it and it's landlocked, who knows what it's worth, right? But this is the actual house, right? 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2415, built in 69. It has about 28,000 square feet, right? 92860. So this is how we're going to do this. We're going to go 92860 is the zip code. And we're just going to do a quick valuation here. I want coming soon. Active, under contract, pending, and closed. If you're new to this, we go more, usually 3 to 6 months, but in this case, we're going to go 365 days, which is a year. back. You don't have to go this far back, but this is what we do in for this property and a lot of other properties, right? That we do. I'm not going to go over the 1004 MC because we're running out of time a little bit. I just want to go through valuation on this one. Well, let's just go to the 1004 MC real fast. 1004 MC 92860. This is just for single family. This is what we call, I'm gonna get results. This is all the properties in the zip code. All the properties in the zip code. And we're gonna see, we wanna see market trends. I'm just gonna go over this real fast. Just to show you what it looks like. We're gonna click print. We're gonna go all the way down to market summary. And we're gonna print to a PDF. And this is gonna show you just the market trends. This is just the way the market is. There's no criteria, haven't done anything to it. Just all the sales within the zip code in the past 12 months, right? And as you can see, the market is going down. Total number of sales from 143 to 51. Prices are going down from 830 to 780, right? From 12 months ago to today, it's gone down, right? So we can see that the market is going down here in the city of Norco, right? We see it here. List prices, well, look at the list price. Ours, well, the list price is from 862 to 850 to 997. That's our property that they're going to put our house on sale, our listing. It's coming soon. So what is this telling you? What is this showing you? Just based on what we're seeing here, from 860 to 850 to 997. I think our list price is
against the market trend.
Yeah, it's against the market trends, right? I think we're listed a little high. What do you think? But again, we have a lot, right? We have this lot issue thing going on. So I'm gonna take all these out, and now I'm gonna put criteria. Now I'm gonna put some criteria. I'm gonna put I'm just gonna put square footage, which was about what we were like 2,400. I'm gonna put like 2,000, about 3,000. And then the year built was 1969. I'll go to 1960 to 1975, right? So just based on that, just based on, you know, I'm not looking at lot or anything like that, the results. I'm gonna look on my street first on 3-bar and see if there's anything here. We have us, of course. And then we have this one on 3-bar lane that just sold for 950. Just sold for 950 in our on our street for 950. But this thing, I think, has been remodeled, completely remodeled, I think, at this time. It is smaller, has a smaller lot. I mean, actually has a little bit larger lot originally. And it sold for 950 in December of last year. So, but look at the history of this. It originally was listed for 998. So it went down considerably from the original list price, right? So let's go back to where we're at. And another thing I mentioned to the agent that we were talking to, look at all these down arrows. Bunch of down arrows. That means the down arrows mean that the property sold for less than list price. And there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them here. All right. So now I'm going to go to just the most recent stuff. We're just going to go the most recent. Let's see what we got here. So just the way the house is now, I think it's just, you know, very, the condition is, you know, very, just average. This is at 810. What happened here? I don't know what happened there. But anyways, let's see, 985 Pacific Avenue, that's larger, has a larger lot. This one on Pacific Avenue is larger and has a larger lot, completely remodeled. This house is completely remodeled, larger, with a larger lot. And this was originally listed for 1.1 million, sold 985. Look at this house. It's completely remodeled. And has a larger lot than ours, even with the, this has more than, this has 1.31
Renee,
lot size.
question.
Yes. Go ahead.
How far back did you go with these comps right here? Because
12 months.
Oh, I was gonna say because I'm surprised to see like the down arrows.
12 months. This is just sold.
Oh, okay.
This just sold April 6th. Closed escrow. But look where it started at, 1.1 million, 1.1 million, 1.1 million. And now they're putting our property, which is inferior to this, for 997. What do you think about that?
Wow. I think that is this Dave's listing or
This is,
it was,
well, potential listing, yeah.
yeah, he was griping to me on the phone right now as we speak.
I know, I talked to him too.
Yeah.
So this is what ours looks like now. This is 3-bar. It's coming soon. It's not on the market yet. You can put that, you can put it coming soon. And this is what it looks like. There's only 2 photos. But they say, I guess they put carpet and some paint and this and that, cleaned it up, blah, 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 blah. So to, you know, make this a little shorter, him and I, Dave and I, after looking at all this analysis, looking at all these comps, here's another one that sold in December for 950. Oh, this is the one I showed you, 953 bar, 950. I think that one on 3-bar is nicer than ours. So him and I, we were kicking around a list price of about 939, 940, you know, somewhere there with the additional lot, let's say. This is with the additional lot, which is 1.14. So that's kind of what we were looking at in terms of this. And this is, you know, this is a really, and this one on Broken Arrow, it's listed for active under contract for 999, 800. And again, I think this one's remodeled too. I think, as I remember. Yeah, this one's remodeled too. So who knows what this one sold for? It's still under contract. So in closing, we'll see how this one goes. We'll see how this one goes. This one's going to be unique, but I wanted to show this to you guys. How this one will be sold with both lots going together. They're not going to sell the front unit without the back, without the other lot. I think Samatha, you had mentioned that's a good thing, right? Well, it's a good thing, yeah, for some. But if you don't have livestock or you don't have horses or you don't have all this stuff, it could like diminish. I mean, maybe I don't want that big old lot in the back. I got to take care of that. That's a big old lot and I don't want all that. I don't have horses. I don't have all that stuff. Nice house. Can I buy just the front part? Do I have? No, you can't. You got to buy both. So it could be a deterrent to some people, but could be like, yeah, awesome to others.
There's no way to create an easement along the side so that.
I'm not sure about Dave. He went to the city, but in terms of easement, this, that, and the other, I don't know all the specific details of it. But I know they couldn't combine it together, so they had to sell it with 2 APs. But in that listing, it says they both have to sell together.
So they have this lot that doesn't have access. It has no infrastructure.
No.
And so if anyone wants to do something on that lot, they have to bring in infrastructure
Right.
and develop
Yeah,
it,
they
and
have
yet
to-
they can't sell it or anything. And you can't tie it together.
You got it. Yeah, I don't know if they, yeah, you can't tie because you can't sell with one without the other because you can't, then it's landlocked, right? That we talked
Yeah.
about. So that's something that you're not going to probably see that much, but I just wanted to bring this out to you and show you guys, these are some issues that, you know, and this, like I said, Norco's a very niche horse. If you have horses, beautiful. I need that extra lot. I need all that. But if you don't, like me, if I don't have horses, like, oh, nice house, great house. I don't need that extra lot. I'm going to move to something else. I don't need all that, right? That's just too much, right? But if I have horses or whatever, boom. The value on it seems a little high, but in this market, you never know. We're seeing more buyers coming out. We see, you know, things are changing. We don't know. It could go over $1 million, possibly, just on face value. And again, I don't know what the condition of the property is. I think it's very average. So the 997 might be a little high, but again, I don't know the interior of it. But so I just wanted to bring that out to you, show that, you know, these are some issues, some, you know, not so slam dunk type, you know, properties. These are things that have some unique issues to them. And you're not going to see this all the time, like in LA County, you know, on your regular residential area. But in Norco, these are issues that you're going to, you know, probably see sometimes. Any questions on that at all? We just did a quick valuation on that because time is running a little late. But any questions, concerns about the appraisal, changes in the appraisal, any property inspection videos that I did, any questions on that, or this property, you know, valuation? Any questions on anything we went over tonight? Anybody?
Renee,
Yes.
can you go over the vent again? Like you said, the vent has to be above what, like the rooftop, like can you go over that section again?
Above the roof line, you know where the roof line is? You know how
The
that,
roof
you know, on the
line?
video? Yeah. That's not,
Oh, okay.
that's not a complete, you know, all cities are different.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they can be below, sometimes they can be, you know, a lot of times they want them above, you know, the vents, you know, so above the roof line, because they don't want to create a fire issue, right? If it's like right there where that vent is, right next to the.
So it doesn't have to be like certain inches or feet.
Yeah, you'd have to go to your city. You'd have to go to, each city is different. Yeah, there's not a generic rule on that. And that's what I pointed out in the video, that it's per city. A lot of them, you'll see a lot of the vents like below the roof line, you know, because the city they don't care. A lot of you'll see the about a foot or two above the roof line because they do care. But that's basically trying to just eliminate that fire hazard issue possibly. But I just wanted to point that out, just so at least you have an eye for it. If you see it, it's like, oh, this could be an issue, right? Something to point out, right? That you probably would have never even considered, right, before.
Right. I like that your videos are like short, sweet, and straight to the point.
Well, I
So
wanted
thank
like
you.
a minute or so.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, and you guys are gonna get more of that. You guys are gonna get more of that. I'm gonna be making more on different issues, not just property issue, you know, but of course, you know, other obsolete, just different things. And they're only gonna be about a minute or so. They're not gonna be sitting there watching videos. You have Netflix and, you know, Hulu to do that. You don't need me to do that for you. Any other questions, concerns, or comments on anything that we went over tonight? I know we went through quite a few different things. Anybody at all? No?
No, but excellent stuff.
Oh, thank you. like I said, I try to just bring out information for you guys. Whatever I find out, I like to make you guys knowledgeable. At least you're on top of things, that you're not like, oh, nobody ever told me about that. Oh, at least you have an idea. What's going to happen with the appraisal stuff? Who knows? I don't know. It's all new. Don't, like I said, it makes, by the time the market absorbs the changes, we'll see how long it takes to absorb the changes, of the appraisal issues. Frank, do you have any other comments, concerns, questions, any announcements?
Yeah, don't ever upset Dave Carson.
Okay. If you don't know Dave, Dave was on our Monday. He was talking about, he's a very successful realtor, great success with open houses. And he went over how to do an open house, right? Basically, how to do an open house, how to communicate with people, how to start conversations, blah, 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 blah. I think, excuse me? Yeah, so that's what Dave went, and Dave that was Dave, he was the realtor that we went over this property here in Norco.
He's got a lot of energy. Not getting a listing to him is like getting a root canal. And he's very animated, very unpolitically correct when he's mad,
Right.
So but you know what? You're gonna get your ups, your downs, your knocks. Just got to get out there, and like Renee says, like I say, embrace the technology, get out there, work hard. Not every agent is equal in ability to, let's say, absorb or learn any of that. But the one thing I do know, the agents that are successful oftentimes may not have, Harvard degrees and everything like that, but they will outwork you to win the day.
Right.
Yeah.
So on that note, thank you again for attending tonight. Great, great questions, great everything. We will see you next Wednesday. Hopefully you guys have a prosperous and productive week and a good weekend, and we'll see you next Wednesday. All right, you guys take care.
Thanks, Renee. Good stuff. Thanks.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Samanthi,
Renee.
I'll be reaching out to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right then. Good night, everybody.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Renee.
All
Good night,
right,
all.
take
Good
care.
night.